Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab, but I'm in the book again. We still meditating. Hope you get something from this. I'm trying to teach a philosophy or concept that you can actually use for yourself. So that's what I'm doing. Let's get this party started. Right thinkers, let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. If you pay attention and do like I tell you, that's what I do for you. It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer it for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows not that they know is a person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and two, might not be true. I'm going to pass by the karma lesson. I gave that one before. But right thinkers, let me tell you about how yoga and religion are really one and the same. I can prove it. All right? So let me prove what I'm trying to say to you. Pure religion is yoga. Cut religion is commercial, esoteric information that don't serve nobody nothing. But let's talk about it. I want to get this lesson in. So yoga and religion are pretty much one and the same. Their goal is to get you to God. That's all religious concepts. That's all philosophical concepts. They're all trying to do the same thing, get you to God. And they use different terminology, different philosophy, different mythologies, but it's all geared to do one thing. Give you information about self, okay? Get you to God for yourself. That's my mission. That's what I want. Let's go. Yoga is the practice of mental, physical, and spiritual discipline. You're taking care of every aspect of the body. That's the purpose. You can't have one without the other. And which leads one to what we call self-control and or self-discovery by how? Purifying one's mind, body, and spirit all at the same time. That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick to learning philosophical perspective and practicing what? Yoga and meditation. How to discover yourself and so as to discover your deeper spiritual essence, which lies within every human being. The spirit that's in us, that link that gives us life is in all human beings. So we're all connected spiritually. I keep trying to make that point to you. Brothers and sisters under what? The spirit of what? One God. What name you call him is going to change, but it's still one God. The name don't change God. Okay, your aspects and concepts is all the same for the same one God. Everything else emanates from him. And for every, human being who has the opportunity to be in what? In human beings being an object of the universe, in essence, we are one with the universe. And the goal of yoga practice, right thing philosophy, that's my line, is to unite or yoke one's individual consciousness, your consciousness, with the universal conscious or cosmic consciousness, aka God's mind. He gave us a conscience to communicate with him that way. No other way can you get to God. It ain't physical. It's all mental consciousness. So therefore, in the spirit is a gimme. He gives us that. Therefore, ancient Egyptian religious practices, especially in the terms of rituals and other practices daily of the ancient Egyptian temple system, was known as she taught matter. Okay, that's what they practice. That's considered the way of hidden supreme being. God is hidden inside his creation, man. Man's job is to become conscious of him, God being the same. Okay, God is in him. Moving on. May be termed as we call yoga system. Wasn't religion. Religion means you practice it every day. So when it comes to that aspect, it is a religion because it's practice, it's lived. That's what religion is supposed to be done. Egyptian yoga is this sense. Religion, again, that's what we practice. Yoga, in this sense, religion, when it's in its purest, purest form, meaning untouched. If you want the Christian Bible, if you want real religion, get the damn Ethiopian Bible. Okay, stop the King James nonsense, stop that BS, and go get your real Bible and get some real information. Why? Everything is in there. They started with that. That's why. I'm not a Christian, could care less. It means nothing to me. But for y'all practice, get the damn right chef. Wrong ingredient won't make the dish taste good. Religion in its purest form is a yoga system. Again, it's the goal is to unite you with God. Sorry. As it seeks to reunite people with their true and original essence, source of who they are, God. Religion's goal is to do that. Not doing it too well, but that's their goal. I don't give a damn who and how they do it. It makes a difference to me. I'm doing what I do. I'm anxious. I'm doing it their way. That works for me. If the Bible works for you, by all means, have at it. Moving on. But don't think one is better than the other or they different. They the same thing. That's my point. I'm trying to tell you. Me and my pastor, I call us God's odd couple. I get you to God my way. He gets you to God his way. But our both job is to get you to God. See the concept? Okay. So there's not a fight when you're serving God. Now, I just gave you the philosophical kind. Now I'm going to give you the religious side. In its complete form, religion, again, be it Christian, Judaism, or Islam, is composed of three aspects that makes it religion, that makes it work, if you're going to practice it. The first thing, Christians, mythology. Your Bible is a mythological book, not a literal. If you take the Bible literally, you're going to misinterpret and misunderstand everything that it represents. But if you take it as a mythological, allegorical, you can learn. Now you can learn something. Like I learned from yoga philosophy. They break it down, give you everything you need so you can practice it. The Bible, not so much. So, but those who understand it can do it well. My pastor is one of them. All right, but the Bible and the religion concept is three aspects. The first is mythology. Y'all think it's real. Mythology means storytelling, rituals that you practice and you follow to understand the story. And then the metaphysical. That means the mind and the body is going to change. Something's going to happen, or they call it the mystical experience. That's when you become conscious of something other than yourself. Higher self, God, whatever entity you want to call it, however you want to use it. But that's what it's all about. Why? You don't do much. You can't do much without what? Some help. Okay? Which I say, I do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay, I do all things with knowledge of self that strengthens me. Same philosophy, same concept. Just say it different and put different, but it works either way. How about that? They both work. I proved that from my side. My pastor proved it from his side. I don't give a damn about that book. He, on the other hand, don't give a damn about my books. No disrespect, just that you got what worked for you. Moving on, that's what it's all about. Now we're dealing with mysticism, mystical philosophy. I'm just finding out I'm a spiritual philosopher. Okay, well, fine. Whatever that is. All right. But while many religions contain the rituals, the traditions, the metaphors, and the myths and allegorical stories, there are few, if any, well, yeah, I can't say that. There are a few professionals who actually trained to understand the deeper aspects of the psychological implications and the metaphysics and the mystical concepts of religion in its truest form. My pastor got it nailed down. That's why I listened to him. Why? He understands that stuff. He said, brother, right? You know what you know? I know what I know. Touche. We know the problem since. Thus, there is disappointment, frustration, disillusionment. All this is amongst many, the followers of, as well as the leaders within what? Many religions, because it's misinterpreted, misunderstood, and practiced wrong. So it don't work. Just like giving a guy exercise and not doing it right, he will get the benefits from it. You're not doing the push-ups right, it's a waste of time. You ain't doing the sit-ups right, don't waste your time. It's all about using the parts of the body to get the muscle that you're trying to work. That's a simple fact. It's the same thing with the mind, understanding, give them something to understand, implement it, practice it, and now you know it. Learning, it's all about learning. But watch this. For many of those followers of religion, they practice, well, particularly most of those in the Western Hemisphere. Why? Because it is difficult to evolve spiritually, like I said, without the proper spiritual philosopher or guidance teacher or sage or saint, somebody who knows the practice that they teach it. Through personal introspection and spiritual research, meaning doing your own homework. Do your work and get your information so you can have it for yourself. Not what he said, what Brother Wright said, so-and-so. Damn what I say. Find out for yourself. That's what I did. That's why I can say what I found out. So I'm trying to let you know. You ain't got to believe me. Find out for yourself. It is possible if you did your homework to what? For you personally to discover the mythological meaning and the vestige within your religion. I know the Bible. I understand it. People follow it, don't even understand it. How the hell could that be? At least I can interpret and understand it. Y'all follow it, love it, and don't have a damn clue about it. Or if the pastor don't tell you about it, well, I read the Bible every day. What you read? I just open the Bible. My pastor know whatever situation, he know where to go. Whatever's going on, he know it. That's knowing the Bible. Just knowing the words in the Bible, you don't know jack. I got a bunch of books. I know them when I open them up and practice and read them. Why? Because I've done that already. I can't know it if I don't pick it up and read it. Having them don't mean nothing. Excuse me. Having knowledge and not practicing it is wasting your time. Simple as that. Same thing with religion. Practice. If you're going to practice it the right way. Give it your best effort and get the results, which can rekindle that light of what? Spirituality. Because you are religious don't make you spiritual. And being spiritual don't make you religious. Get the concept? I just got read up on that too. Yeah, it's a good practice. Why? I practice philosophy. I don't do religious dogma. That's why. Difference. Simple. But the intent is the same. And if you practice what you practice, work for you, by all means, that's right thinking. You doing what works for you. That's the philosophy that I teach. And at the same time, you can increase the possibility of you gaining a fuller experience and happiness in your life. That's what we strive to do. Having a good job, make a lot of money. Oh, that's going to make me happy. Nope. No one does so. The work you put in to make that happen, that will. Exo, here we go, this part right here. Exo meaning outer, EX. The exoteric, again, outer, ritualistics that you'll practice every Sunday, going to church, and the first Sunday, you do your communion. That's exoteric teaching, okay? That's surface, that's on top. Forms of religion, which most people, or y'all call yourself Christians, are all familiar with. But it is only at this level, just the tip of the damn iceberg. This is elementary. The Bible, y'all learning, that's all elementary. Kids need to know that. Adults get more, meat and potatoes, the truth. Moving on. But the tip of the iceberg is the first purpose of religion. What? Ritual. Everybody loves the story and everybody loves the ritual, so to speak. But it is only, again, just the beginning of an invitation or prompting one to now seek what? A deeper, you ready? What I teach, esoteric discovery. Hidden meanings, the real truth behind what it is. That's where you can get the true meaning. That's why everybody else get the fluff. I don't do fluff. I do esoteric, the hidden meaning, the real purpose. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That's what gives you knowledge of self. And esoteric discovery of what? The transcendental. Transcendental meaning changing understanding, changing thinking, and becoming conscious with the truth of your existence, aka knowing yourself. That was important to our ancients. It ain't so much important now, obviously, because a lot of us don't. And we know that's a problem, lack of knowledge. Okay, I'm a teacher. I can't get 5 people to tune into my views. So, oh, that made me a bad teacher? No, I just don't have. I got bad students. No shows. If you want something, you got to come and get it. I'm here to give it to you. I'm doing my job. Moving on. Let's make it work. They say one hand wash the other. Both hands wash the face. A lot of y'all face is dirty. Why? Because you only got one hand washed. That's your own. You need another one. Need help? I can do that for you so we can keep your face clean. Let's rock. Now let's talk about the 5 yoga philosophy that this is what you master for yourself. Or the other 9, I could care less about the books and stories that's in the Bible. I want something that can give me understanding for myself. That's what the disciplines of yoga, they fall under 5 major categories. There's more, but these are the ones that you can actually manifest. First one is yoga of wisdom. That was Maya philosophy. That gives you wisdom, how to purify one's heart, to become a better person. You need to learn that, okay? That's yoga of wisdom. That's what I study daily. Number 2, yoga of devotional love. This is the Christians. This is my Christians. Like I see them, they just love Christ. They just love God. And that's cool. That's cool. When you have that and you're living with that understanding, you'll be rewarded. Why? Because you're going to do good things and you'll be blessed for those things. I know people who practice that devotional love. My church family. Yoga of meditation. My favorite. Christians and religious faith don't implement or don't emphasize meditating. Why? If you meditate, you can get to God without going to church. That's why. So they don't advocate that. No. My thing is, I talk to God every day. My pastor say God downloads information to him every day, which is the same concept, just that he don't put it in meditative mode. He just put it in download mode. Okay. When I ask you, do you meditate or you talk to God, how you talk to God, y'all say I pray. That ain't you talking. That ain't God talking. Meditating, stilling yourself and listening to God. That's what meditation teaches you, to get the voice to God for yourself. Tantric yoga. That's the one I don't do. The positions, sitting in those positions, I'm not doing none of that. I ain't personalizing myself. I'm not no prince. I got too old. My joints don't move like that. Should have got me when I was younger. But no, I don't do the tantric yoga. But that's the tantric sexual positions and how to get 2 people becoming one. That's the union, meeting God from a physical aspect. In this practice, and it works also. Okay, I don't do it. I go to the gym every day. I'm about to leave here in a few, yeah. But then you come to my favorite. Yoga of selfless service, selfless action. That means giving other people something without asking them nothing in return. That's a giver. And they say, what? God bless a cheerful giver. I give wholeheartedly, willingly. I ain't giving, the guys who got the peel off. God don't bless them. Okay, moving on. That's the difference. Do it from the heart. If your intentions aren't pure, don't waste your time. Why? You're not going to get rewarded for it. That's why. If your intentions ain't good, don't even worry about doing it. Why? It won't be rewarded. That's why. Moving on, you get, what's that? Karma. All right. Now, within these 5 categories, there are, again, subsidiary forms, which are part of the main discipline. They all have little spin-offs, those other things. But the important point to remember is that all these aspects of yoga can and should be used in what they call an integral fashion. Better to have knowledge and don't need it than to need knowledge and don't have it. So if you practice every one of these aspects and perfect them, then you'll be covered in every area, every situation you're confronted with. You'll be able to conduct yourself and handle yourself like I gave a lesson. You can be comfortable in uncomfortable positions with knowledge of self. And the yoga philosophy that you practice and master will do just that for you. Where you at? Oh, use them in integral fashion to what? To have effect on efficient and a harmonized spiritual movement in yourself. You have to live right, think right, do right, and be right. All that works together as one. And when you walk, people will see it. I look at my pastor. When he walked, people just see holiness in him. I laugh. They don't see it in me. Why? Because I ain't that dude. So I ain't got a problem with that. But therefore, while there may be an area of special emphasis, some people like that devotion love. Y'all took one aspect and wrote it. I ain't got a problem with that. The Jews took one God and wrote it. I understand that. So when you have one specific area that you emphasize and you have other elements are bound to what? Become part of your yoga program as needed. It's good to have it. Why? Just in case you need it. Like my man said, just in case, my dude, just in case. For example, while a yogin may place emphasis, and that's what I am, on the yoga of wisdom. Start out, I was just studying. I loved it. Then I showed the devotion to God. Then I had to understand my meditation level. And the Tantra, I passed over that. But selfless service, I'm hooked. I've been hooked on that ever since. They may also practice, like I said, Christians, devotional yoga. And some people, a lot of people don't practice meditation. I'm surprised. My mom can't meditate. I can't help her. She had to take medication because she can't slow her brain process down, thought process. She ain't used to that. So, yeah, some people just can't grasp the concept. I'm not here to do that. So I just, okay, I let it go. Moving on. All right. But meditation yoga is one of the most important parts of what? Self-knowledge and knowing yourself that you can practice. Why? It gives you knowledge of you, for you, directly, purposely. And when you implement it, you'll understand. That's why. And along with meditation yoga, along with a lot of wisdom studies, if you want to accumulate knowledge, you study, you read, and you practice what you learn to show people you have knowledge of self. You can't claim that and then act like a damn fool. I'm in the gym yesterday. Matter of fact, yes, I'm in the gym. I'm getting ready on the bike. I'm setting up, getting ready to prepare. I put my book down on the side, on the bike next to me. My old dude walked by. He said, "You all right?" Yeah. The time, great time to be here, about 5:30. I usually we run into each other daily. And he said, "No, you okay? You sure?" I said, "Yeah, what's the matter?" He said, "You ain't got your book." I said, "Oh, the book right here." I'm like the police officer. I'm not leaving home without my book. That's my weapon. Okay? Whatever your weapon of choice is back today, mine was a 38. Now, it's books. So, different. But yeah, when people see you a certain way, when you're not that way, they figure something wrong. So that's just a little perfect example. The brother said, "You always got your book." Yep. You know me for the last 10 or more years. I'm always got a book in my hand. That's what I do. I ain't got to tell me, "You so smart. Put the book down. Teach from the book." Okay. My pastor's a genius. Take that book away. Uh-oh. So you use the book. That's your choice. That's the weapon that you use. Come on, man. You can't tell the gladiator to put his damn weapon down. That makes no sense. But I know the concept. Well, you know so much. You're so smart. And I got less I'm going to do without the book, without nothing. I don't like to come out here and just freestyle. That ain't my thing. Why? I like to teach. I'm an organizer, and I like to have everything in perspective. I can ad-lib as I'm going. But to come here with no plan, man, I'd be all over the place. I'm like a scatterbrain. He go from here, from there. He like ping, 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 ping. He ricochet rabbit. He all over it and won't nothing but he get results. I know that. I've done it and I didn't like the results, so I don't do that. If something that don't work for you, why would you keep doing it compared to something that works for you? That makes no much sense to me. So I do what works for me. I like order. I like to keep my structure. So thanks, but no thanks. If you ask me a question on the platform, I answer the question. I don't need the book for that. Yeah, I can just spontaneously give you whatever answer you want. But for me to do a show like that, no, I'm wasting my time. Don't work for me. Moving on. I appreciate it, though. Thanks for the compliment. So the practice of any discipline, anyone, they'll make a difference that leads one to what? Oneness with the supreme conscious, aka God, is called yoga. Okay? We call it Egyptian yoga because we Egyptians. We practice the philosophy. If you study, and I do, daily, and you have rationalized and to reflect upon those teachings, now you are what? Practicing yoga of wisdom. When you study and you practice that's gaining wisdom through experience from the things that you learn. You see where I'm going with this? If you meditate upon those teachings and on your higher self, aka God, communing with your higher self, you are practicing yoga of meditation, again, daily. If you practice rituals, and every Sunday, Christians practice the same ritual, going to church. Hell, I practice it. I get up going to church every Sunday too. Look forward to it. I enjoy it. Moving on. And when you practice rituals, highest practice of meditation, okay, you practice rituals which identify you with your spiritual nature. Christians, y'all go to church. Muslims, y'all go to the mosque. Okay, Saturday, Jews go to synagogue. It's a way of life, and it's a fine. I ain't got a problem with a Jew, Christian, or Muslim. What they do, how they do, not a bit. And would love to sit and chill with them and practice what they pray. Why? I ain't got a problem with them at all. It's all God. They ain't but one. So you practicing yoga of ritual identification. You want to be known from I'm so and so, I'm so and so. Yeah, okay, but you practice that philosophy and you live it, and you're entitled to have that title, which is part of what we call, again, yoga of wisdom. That's a spinoff, okay? Yoga of wisdom and yoga of devotional love to the divine. You can practice them simultaneously, okay? Learn them, master them as you go. Watch this. So now you develop your own physical nature, your own psychic energy centers. That's the chakras. Don't know about them? That's the kundalini. That's the serpent that's in you. The serpent represents the spinal column. It's connected to the brain stem. So once the serpent goes up, hit the brain, ding, 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 you become enlightened. That's a nice philosophical concept that I learned. But they present it to you so many different ways. A lot of people miss it. So I just try to make it real simple for you, get you to the point. I don't like to go around Mulberry Bush too many times. Once is enough. But you develop all these skills within yourself. Now you are practicing, when I just tell about the spinal column, the serpent power. Arat, Shakim, yoga, which is part of Tantra yoga, to lighten up the kundalini, get the chakras going from 1 to 7. If you practice living according to the teachings of your ethical, moral behavior and selfless service, what you doing? You ready? You practicing my thing, right thinking philosophy, aka yoga of action, selfless action in your daily life. I do that every day, have been every day for the last 6 years doing my job. But if you practice turning your attention towards the divine by developing that love for God, then it is called Christianity. No, sorry, it's devotional love. But the Christians, that's what they practice. I understand that. They don't call it that. I know it is that. Again, they practicing devotional love, yoga, for what? The divine. And they have love for God, so they live right. They worship him, and they do the things they need to do to please the God of their desires. Okay? They understand it. The practitioner of yoga is called the yogin, male practitioner, a yogini for the females, and one who has attained what they call accumulation of yoga, meaning union with God. When you meditate, that's who you can communicating with. It's called yogi, or called the yogi. 15 years now. In this manner, yoga has been developed into many disciplines, again, subsidiaries, different concepts, all in the same thing, which may be used in, again, the integral fashion, meaning you have devotional love, you got the yoga of wisdom. You can practice both at the same time. Show love and learn. Same thing, okay? And you are now able to achieve what? The same goal. For religion, philosophy, don't make a difference. What's the goal? Enlightenment. Okay? Achieve enlightenment. And in this book, you will, what? concentrate on the practice of my favorite. We doing yoga meditation. It's the book. You got another book called The Glorious Light, a whole bunch of other stuff. But this is all philosophical concepts that once understood, learned, and practiced will serve you to what? Give you self-knowledge, to know you. Right quick, wrapping it up. Yoga is a tradition which has established a long proven record, right there, proven record of success in the teachings for thousands of years. For those who desire to discover what? The true self, aka God, within themselves. This tradition was approach to yoga instructions has been broken up into 3 stages. Real quick. These are the first thing, listening, hearing the lesson, understanding. Second thing, reflecting, comprehending, and practicing what? The lessons, the rituals. And the third, meditate on what you're learning. Put it to thought. Put the thought into God's hand and see if he's okay with what you're doing. If he's okay with it, means he's going to bless it. That's what everybody wants the blessings. Everyone do right and get his blessings. How about that? He ain't the mafia don, but if you serve him, he'll bless you. All right, let me wrap this up. In a broad sense, you will be instructed in the same manner throughout this book. I'm going to give you everything I can to get you to understand those things. First, you will receive the teachings. I'm here every day doing that. Then you will have to assist in what yourself and reflect it on the teachings and incorporate them into your personal life. Make it mean something to you. You will then be instructed continuously on how to intensify your reflective movements, and gradually you will reach what they call meditative state of concentration of the divine. You're now sitting, meditating, and communing with God. You're like, wow, it's a whole different ball game now. I ain't just the one talking. I can hear God, the voice of God. Okay, you only hear it in the mind. A practitioner or right thinker of my philosophy, yoga, right thinker philosophy, must be able to integrate the main practices of yoga, right thinker philosophy, into your daily life. It only works if you practice it when daily. This means that you need to begin integrate the main practices of yoga into your daily life, and this means that you may be adding small amounts of time for what? Morning or daily prayer, meditation, repetition of the divine name, speaking, calling his name, words of power, heka, calling God's name, I call it Duda. Exercise will include daily proper breathing, daily study of the teachings, practice silence, practice self-service, daily meditation, and what? Daily reflection. This is also means that you will now gradually reduce the practice which goes against, meaning negative stuff that you're doing. You stop doing those things because it goes against your yoga movement. And now you gain more time for what? Shiti. That means study, spiritual practice, and practice what? Spiritual discipline. Hold yourself accountable. This is what we call the difference in the behaviors. Now, I just told you, the same thing, yoga and religion goes the same. Hope you got the lesson. Hope I made it clear to you. And again, in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who now understand that yoga and religion is one and the same, have passed away. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.